All right, welcome. We're back again, once again, time and time again, my friends. And yes, we're here for another live stream. Moving forward, starting next week, it will be Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday in between 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you get adjusted to that as well if you can tune in. Same things apply. It's just going to be me going over the market and what I see as the direction of the market for the next upcoming days, possible 1 or 2 days, just giving you a little bit of a heads up, a little bit of a insight as to what I'm thinking and how I'm trading these pairs and what ultimately ends up happening on the market. So let's go ahead and get right into it. First off, make sure you are subscribed with the post notifications turned on. That way you get notified anytime I do a live stream like this. So if you do forget next week, post notifications will save you. They'll let you know that I'm going live. You can go ahead and tune in. And then as well, anytime I post any educational content on this channel here, so you want to stay tuned for that as well. But with that all taken care of, let's start it off with XAU USD on NFP, the first Friday of the year, 2023. So we have the market that was pushing up. We've been anticipating it pushing into the zone for a while now. It's finally pushed into that zone. On the weekly, we're pushing into that zone, pushing above that zone very aggressively. And then on the daily, you can see, as we had planned out, just a nice and easy retracement to come retest previous structure resistance, the most common pattern in the market, previous structure resistance, now turn support for a higher high to be created, which is exactly what we've gotten so far. Now from here, I can just wait for some more continuations to the upside and then a logical area for the market to come back to for more continuations to the upside, since that is what it is providing. XAG USD monthly time frame, you can see still staggering around the same area where we last left off on Wednesday, just pushing to the upside, not really doing too much, kind of rejecting at the highs. If we do look at the weekly time frame though, you can see on the weekly we are still above some weekly resistance that should act as support. And then dropping down to the daily time frame, you can see that we did dip down below some of these levels, and we've thus today pushed back above these levels. And within the next hour, this candle should close the way it is, where we could see more continuations to the upside, as it seems to be the bulls have taken back over. XBT USD on the monthly time frame pushing to the upside, on the weekly time frame pushing to the upside, and then on the daily time frame you can see just exactly as we pointed out, previous structure resistance retested as support for more continuation to the upside, which is exactly what we are getting. So the most common pattern in the market, if you would like to learn how to use that pattern, use some of these things and the strategies that I use on a daily basis to profitably navigate the market, go ahead and click the link in the description. It'll take you right over to my page where you can get access to the FX Savant University. Now on the downside, we did have a level in the market where we were finding some support, but so much on this monthly candle, we're pushing to the downside, breaking below some of that. And if we do drop down to the weekly, we did have a level where it looks as if we could have a possible left shoulder head right shoulder, but this right shoulder is starting to aggressively push to the downside. And then if we do drop down to the daily time frame, what we can see on the daily time frame is that we've just had a push breaking below some structure. So we could have gotten a retest of this area for more continuation, but the market disrespected that, closed below it. We've now gotten the retest for more continuation to the downside. Now we can slide over to the Forex market. Looking at Euro USD on the monthly time frame above some structure. We've been talking about this, above previous structure support that should act as support one more time. If we drop down to the weekly time frame, you can see we tapped into that level and gotten rejected. And then as well, if we do drop down to the daily time frame, you can see that on the daily time frame we came down in this level, consolidated, and now it looks as if we're going to break out. Still the same things apply. We need a break above some daily structure before we can start to look for entries on this market. Now we'll go over GBP USD on the monthly time frame. On the monthly time frame, we have a nice and easy, the most common pattern in the market, TMCP, where we could see more continuation to the downside, but that could take a while from the monthly time frame. On the monthly though, we did drop down into some of these levels where we had left shoulder, where this could be used as some sort of support for more continuation to the upside, since that is so much as what the market is doing right now in the short term. Then if we do drop down to the daily time frame, you can see some of the same things we saw in Euro USD, slow deceleration. And then today we started to get the push to the upside with NFP. Now AUD USD on the monthly time frame, previous structure support, now being used as resistance. So until we break and close above this level, it's still used as resistance. As you can see, as we drop down on the weekly time frame, we're coming right into this level that we've been rejected from before in the past. And then if we do drop down to the daily time frame, you can see it was riding this trend line very aggressively on the backside of it. And then today with NFP pushing to the upside, within the next hour we should have the candle close where we could see more continuation to the upside just off of this close. Now we can go over USD CAD on the monthly time frame. Nice and easy TMCP where we have the move to the upside, breaking above structure, coming back to retest previous structure resistance, now turn support for more continuation to the upside. We are starting to get some complex corrections right around now on the monthly time frame, but if we do drop down to the weekly, you can see on the weekly we do have a level in the market that you do not want to see broken and closed below. That could mean more bearishness, but if it holds as support, we could see this market bounce from this level. And then dropping down on the daily time frame, we've identified that we've had a level in the market right around here that we would need to see broken and closed above. And then in order for that, we need a retest. Ideally, we'd like to see this level up in here broken before you really start to long this pair, feel comfortable with longs for the long term of the monthly trend. NZD USD monthly time frame trapped in between previous structure resistance, previous structure support. If we do drop down to the weekly time frame, you can see on the weekly we are still trapped, just kind of consolidating in between some weekly resistance and weekly support. And then on the daily time frame as well, you can see we've kind of consolidated, slow, decelerated, and then today with NFP started to make a move to the upside. We would still need to see some levels in the market broken before we start to really want to long this pair once again. USD CHF on the monthly time frame. On the monthly, broken close below some levels of support, came back for a retest, previously retested previous structure support, now turned resistance and starting to reject to the downside. If we do look at the weekly time frame, you can see on the weekly, I told you I was anticipating a retest of this level, that this was not the retest yet. We've gotten that and gotten rejected from that level as well. And then dropping down on the daily time frame, you can see kind of rejecting this level with a double top, came into it once, twice, rejecting to the downside where we could see more continuation. Last but not least of the Forex market is USD JPY. USD JPY pushing to the downside, found a level of support right in here. Could anticipate the market coming back to retest some previous levels. If we look at the weekly time frame, you can see on the weekly we are finding some support. Not really necessarily breaking to the upside, but not necessarily closing bearish either. And then if we do look at the daily time frame, you can see that on the daily we did get the most common pattern in the market. So we had a break below structure, come back, retest previous structure support, now turn resistance for a lower low to be created, which is exactly what we've gotten. And we can even take a look and see that it does hit the -272 to the T. So a really nice play on that, and we are kind of getting that once again, but we did have a rejection of this level, so we didn't close below. We just kind of tapped below, hit that -27, and then started to make a move to the upside, so we could form some sort of double bottom in this area. It could be a little risky to go ahead and look for the move to the downside on this market. But now we can look at BTC USD from the monthly time frame, previous structure resistance, now being used as support over in this area, still below some monthly support, so nothing bullish yet. And then if we do drop down to the weekly, you can see we are still below some weekly support that is acting as resistance. And then if we do drop down to the daily time frame, on the daily time frame, you can see we are just kind of consolidating right between this area where we could get breakouts to either side to prompt more direction, more continuation in that direction. So that's pretty much it. That's how we get it going in here, nice and quick for this Friday. We'll be back on Sunday at around 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just probably briefly go over. It'll be the exact same thing as what we have now. The market won't be open, and I don't think too much will change within the next hour or so. So just a nice brief live stream on Sunday just to get everyone acclimated with the time and the new days. But other than that, I don't really have too much to talk about. If you got anything in the chat, any questions, any pairs you'd like for me to go over, please go ahead. I'll be more than happy to answer and help any way, shape, or form that I can. Be sure to click the link in the description. It'll teach you something. And then as well, I think that's it. So I hope everyone has had a profitable week on and off the charts. And until next time.